Alright, what's up you guys? I am here with the WrestleMania pay-per-view DVD collection review. We have WrestleManias 15 through 33 here, and this is going to be a two-part video. I don't want to make it super long, so I'm going to do 15 through 24 today, and then tomorrow I'll upload 25 through 33. So this is going to be really fun to go back and look at these. I love doing this. So let's get right into it here. First up, WrestleMania 15. This is kind of the most Attitude Era-y pay-per-views in my opinion, from '99. You can tell this is a product of its time. And some people see that as a good thing or a bad thing. I don't hate this event. Some people do. I think it's a decent WrestleMania. But, to me it's really nothing special. But I really like the spines they used to do on these with just the logo. Really cool. And then you have your logo there, and this was in Philadelphia. Beautiful cover, I really like it. And of course you have the WWF scratch logo. And on the back here, very nice stuff. Open it up. This is a one-disc release. This is the only one disc we have on here. So, and then you have your beautiful insert. Always love the inserts. But we have The Big Show versus Mankind. We have Billy Gunn versus Hardcore Holly versus Al Snow. We have Triple H versus Kane. Undertaker and Big Boss Man in Hell in a Cell. Very infamous match. Bart Gunn and Butterbean. You have your Four Corners Intercontinental title match. Sable versus Tori. Shane O'Mac versus X-Pac. And then The Rock versus Stone Cold in their first of their trilogy at WrestleMania. So, overall, a decent pay-per-view. That's really the best way I can describe it, really. And of course, I do have the anthology here, just to kind of cover the ones I'm not reviewing here. Alright, here we have WrestleMania 2000, held in 2000, obviously. WrestleMania 16 in chronological order. And I really love the packaging on this. This is probably one of my favorite artwork they have. When it comes to the actual packaging. My favorite spine for sure. That is beautiful. Love it. You have your scratch logo, of course, and this is your first 2-disc set. Runtime is 7.5 hours. Proof that you can fit more than 3 hours on a DVD disc. But disc 1 has the actual event all in one disc, and then disc 2 just has some, like a history of WrestleMania type thing. Beautiful disc art. Carefully get the insert out. I'll just open it like this because I don't want to damage it. Alright, so we have a 6-person tag match. You have a cat fight. You have your first ever 13-man hardcore battle royal. I enjoyed that. I know some people didn't. You have your triangle ladder match. The Dudley Boys versus the Hardys versus Edge and Christian. It's kind of the first unofficial TLC match. Because obviously they did use tables and chairs as well. So it's kind of the first unofficial TLC, if you think about it. You have Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit, an elimination triple threat. And then Triple H versus The Rock versus Big Show versus Mick Foley in a fatal 4-way match for the WWF title with your Four Corners with the McMahons. I don't hate the main event, as a lot of people do. I just think it could have been improved upon. Next up, we have the Holy Grail, WrestleMania 17. I actually have 2 copies of this DVD, believe it or not. The other one's in better shape, so I don't really display that one. I'm trying to keep it as well preserved as possible. So here we have beautiful cover here. I always love this. And this is what's considered the greatest WrestleMania of all time. To me, it's either that or 19. And 19 is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. We'll get to that. But you have your 2-disc sets. Beautiful spine there. Always loved that logo. And this was in Houston, obviously, at the Astrodome. Try to open it up carefully there. Alright, so there's your artwork for both discs. And this one did come with the insert. Try to open it up carefully here. Alright, so try to get that reflection out of there. There we go. Extra stuff. Flashbacks, all that good stuff there. Alright, so Chris Jericho versus William Regal. APA and Taz versus Right to Censor. Raven, Big Show, and Kane. in a triple threat hardcore match. Test versus Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, Ivory and China, Shane McMahon versus Mr. McMahon. Then you have your TLC 2, I think it's 2, right? Yeah. The Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. And then we have Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock on disc 2, along with Triple H versus The Undertaker. So there you have that, WrestleMania 17, kind of the holy grail of wrestling DVDs. That and Raw Homecoming. Alright, next up we have WrestleMania 18. Very cool cover as well. I always thought it was weird they put X8, but I mean this one has X7, but whatever. The one and only, we have the date, and this was in Toronto. The second international WrestleMania. I love how they have the little golden border here, or bronze, whatever you want to call it. It's more of like a dark gold. Anyway, we have William Regal and RVD, DDP versus Christian, Goldust and Maven, Kane and Kurt Angle, Ric Flair versus Taker, Edge versus Booker T, Stone Cold versus Scott Hall. You have your 4-team elimination match. We have The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Chris Jericho versus Triple H for the undisputed WWF title. And this is the last pay-per-view under the WWF moniker. And mine, unfortunately, does not come with a poster insert. I'm still upset about that. I'll get it eventually, because inserts are really big to me. They're really important. But whatever. Alright, my favorite pay-per-view of all time, WrestleMania 19. Not my favorite cover, but it can slide, because I think it makes up for it. Beautiful logo there. Awesome stuff. Alright, so this is under the WWE name, and we have the brand split. So we're full into the Ruthless Aggression era, my favorite era in WWE. We have Matt Hardy and Rey Mysterio, Undertaker and Nathan Jones versus Big Show and A-Train. We have your Triple Threat Women's match, Triple Threat Tag Team match, Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho, one of my favorite matches. Triple H versus Booker T, Hogan versus McMahon, Stone Cold versus The Rock for the third and final time. And then we have Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. And there's your insert. Beautiful insert. Your artwork here. And this is actually a piece of Kane's ring attire from WrestleMania. I just threw it in here with it. It's a very glossy case too. I like this. I really like it. Show you the insert quick. There you go. Alright, so that's my favorite pay-per-view of all time, no doubt. Alright, next up, we have WrestleMania 20. Sunday, March 14th, which is early for WrestleMania. But this is the 3-disc deluxe edition. First ever 3-disc set, released for WrestleMania. It's very shiny there, you can see the glare. Open it up here, and you have... we have WrestleMania 20 disc. I love the disc art too. It's very shiny and just very well done. And here's your insert. There you go. Kind of a lazy inside artwork there though. But yeah, disc 3 actually has WrestleMania's 10 greatest matches ever. WrestleMania Gallery. And then you have... let's see, where's it at? The Mania of WrestleMania, which is a behind-the-scenes look behind WrestleMania 19, which is really cool, especially for a WrestleMania 19 fan like me. And then you have the timeline in the background here. But obviously, you know, you had Big Show versus John Cena, Eddie Guerrero, and Kurt Angle. Your amazing Triple Threat World Title match, Return of the Dead Man. Really good WrestleMania from Madison Square Garden. Here we have WrestleMania 21. Was never the biggest fan of this cover, honestly. I always thought it could have been a lot better. Yeah, it just kind of seems lazy. But I do like this WrestleMania a lot. And I have a better conditioned one. The one that's in a lot better shape than this. I should have used that one, but whatever. Doesn't matter. This is the one I have displayed because this is the first one I had. and I have the other one in a different cabinet. So you have John Cena and Batista there, and all 3 of your discs. And this is the first one to include the Hall of Fame as well. But yeah, you had John Cena and JBL for the WWE title. You had the first Money in the Bank match. You had your damn sumo match for some stupid damn reason. Triple H. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, another one of my favorite matches. Taker and Randy Orton. Eddie versus Ray. What else we have? Triple H versus Batista, obviously. Show you the insert quick. Beautiful insert. Love it. And then there's your Hall of Fame. Roddy Piper. Love Roddy Piper, man. You have Hulk Hogan, obviously, headlining. Cowboy Bob Orton. Volkov, Iron Sheik, Orndorff. Good stuff. Probably one of the better Hall of Fame classes. I'm not a fan of Hogan, but obviously he deserves a Hall of Fame induction. Alright, next up, one of my other favorite WrestleManias. I know a lot of people look down on this one. I don't. I like this one a lot. I love the logo, beautiful cover. It's one of my favorite covers. You have Raw and SmackDown down there. So, these were always tri- or double-branded pay-per-views. I think the back's a little lacking, but it is what it is. This is an example of how DVD should be. As extras, you actually get the Battle Royal, and you also get the Saturday Night's Main Event, the return to NBC, which is really cool to have, because it helps build up to WrestleMania and everything. It has a great Stone Cold segment. Great stuff. Beautiful artwork here. Get a lot of stuff. Poster. And your actual insert here. You have the Money in the Bank ladder match. You have your tag titles. Chris Benoit versus JBL. Mick Foley versus Edge. Boogeyman versus Booker T. You have your women's match. Edge and Mick Foley is one of my favorite matches. Undertaker and Mark Henry. Shawn Michaels versus Mr. McMahon. And then we have the triple threat for the world title. Rey Mysterio going over, obviously. Playboy Pillow fight. Tori Wilson versus Candice Michelle. And then John Cena versus Triple H for the WWE title. This is probably my favorite Hall of Fame class. I'm a huge Bret Hart fan. And I thought Sensational Sherry Martel had a very good speech. And Bret Hart probably has my favorite speech of all the Hall of Fame ceremonies. Great WrestleMania. Next up, we have WrestleMania 23. I'm not a fan of the hair versus hair match. I hate when celebrities get involved in wrestling. That's just me. It is what it is. We still had a pretty decent card here. You had Batista and Undertaker. That should have been the co-main event at least. And then we have John Cena and Shawn Michaels. This was in Detroit, obviously. Very cool back here. Doesn't spoil anything. All 3 marquee matches get spoiled on the back. And then we have Chris Benoit and MVP. Chris Benoit's Final Mania. We have Kane and Great Khali. You have your Money in the Bank ladder match. Very entertaining one as well. Very star-studded as well. You have Edge and Randy Orton in there. Which is kind of a weird place to put them, because they had a lot of momentum in 2007. But it is what it is. Just couldn't fit them on the cards, so throw them in the Money in the Bank match. Alright, so this one's filled with extras as well. As you can see, you have a rematch from No Way Out. You have some different segments. Yeah, great stuff. Hall of Fame, Dusty Rhodes, JR. 2 of the most deserving people, honestly. Alright, what else? I pretty much named every good match on, well, every match, period, pretty much. Let's see. You also have the ECW Originals versus the New Breed. Alright, so put that in there. Alright, so, and then we go to the final Mania of the Ruthless Aggression era, right before they changed to the PG era. So I figured that's where I'd stop this one. So, we have WrestleMania 24. I both love and hate this WrestleMania. I hate it for the fact that Floyd Mayweather like I said, I don't like celebrity involvement. I want pure wrestling, you know? It's WrestleMania. I want good wrestling and just talent. So it is what it is. Love the cover though. And you're back here. And this is the first time the Hall of Fame actually spilled onto 2 discs because Ric Flair decided to take an hour and a half. I mean, he kind of deserves it though. It's Ric fucking Flair, you know? Alright, so beautiful artwork in here. I do really enjoy this WrestleMania. And then we have probably my favorite stage of all time as well. We have the hotel. I forget the exact name of the hotel, but there's a better look at it on the insert. Here's your Hall of Fame. And open it up. Yeah, just look at that. That is beautiful. I love that. Meanwhile, people are getting burned by the pyro. The ending pyro over there in the crowd. I think it was like 23 or 24 people got burned. Whatever. You have Finley and JBL. You have a great Money in the Bank ladder match. One of my favorite ones. You have Batista and Umaga. You have your ECW title match. 9 seconds. Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels in a career-threatening match. And then we have Randy Orton, Triple H, and John Cena. During the little blackout there they had used a spotlight for a lot of it. But I really enjoyed that match for what it was. We have the Biggest versus the Best, Big Show versus Floyd Money Mayweather. And then we have Edge versus The Undertaker in a great closing matchup. I'm really glad that they let them close that event, because honestly, it's probably match of the night. Alright, so this is a beautiful WrestleMania for sure. So that about does it. I'm going to do 25 through 33, and then I'll upload them tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.